senior barges into a new student's dorm. He unzips his pants and pees on the other's bed. Faced with blatant bullying, Andy silently lowers his head, choosing to stay quiet, thinking this would make it pass peacefully. But it only emboldens the senior to be more unrestrained. The student council president, relying on his supreme power, has his lackeys strip Andy naked. Jack can't stand it and tells them to come at him instead. Jack shows no fear, but the senior is afraid. The president then makes a vicious threat, telling Andy to go to the field at night for a beating. Otherwise, he'll use his connections to have him expelled. Faced with a beating from two people, Andy is beaten until he can't stand. Jack stands angrily to the side. He can't intervene or he'll definitely be expelled. At home, just for dropping a spoon while eating, Jack is backhanded by his stepfather. Then his stepfather strips him naked and locks him in the room for a beating. His mother helplessly turns around, playing the piano, trying to use the music to drown out her son's screams. An hour later, Jack is beaten until he's shaking all over. Yet he still has to swallow his anger and shake hands with his father. Beatings every other day have long become routine, but violence only breeds violence. Back at school, Jack vents all the resentment bottled up inside onto the classmates who bully him. His mother knows very well the reason her son has become so violent is all due to the influence of their family, but she's powerless to change it. She can only try her best to get her son away from this home. Jack cuts his long hair and puts on a new uniform, then goes to a remote private school. He understands his mother's intentions, so he secretly makes up his mind to start a new life. This school appears harmonious on the surface, but in reality it's a corrupt hell. During breakfast, the person next to Jack takes the initiative to chat. His first sentence isn't hello, nor does he ask if Jack is used to the new environment. Instead, he asks if Jack's family is rich and if he has connections. In this school, people are different. The school divides students into different classes, based on their family's wealth. As for students from ordinary families, no matter how good their grades are, the teachers won't give them any regard. The school only values aristocratic students, and appoints them to form a student council to manage the poor students. Jack is very sensitive about family. Jack answers him with disgust, but it attracts everyone's attention. The president calls over the boy talking to Jack, and has his lackey hit him hard on the head. This is clearly a warning to Jack. Back in the dorm, Andy says to never stand out. Endure as much as possible or life will be difficult. The next day, the president targets Jack. He brings a group to ambush and tie Jack up, then brings those students close to Jack, forcing them to pour boiling water on Jack's body. Everyone surrounds Jack, constantly humiliating him. Under the senior's intimidation, no one dares save Jack. Jack lies on the cold lawn, shivering all over. Several hours later, Jack's hair has frozen. He slowly opens his eyes. A beautiful girl comes into view.